Welcome back to Zelda 3, The End of the Carrot, as we finish off Link to the Past with the final fight against Aghanim after I show off the plinth that Sahasrarla's got. Oh, we even talked to him.
Give him a last moment with a silver arrow. Do you understand?
Do you understand, Gerdat? Well,
Do
yeah,
you
sure.
understand?
Now, there's one major thing that I forgot to talk about from last part. There is the first tree on the left here is guaranteed to spawn a fairy when you Pegasus dash into it. It makes restocking up for the Ganon fight really simple.
Yes, hence they put it right outside the boss arena. But I bet Magic Potion is not so easy to replenish.
Because Syrup's hut is like only 4 screens away, it can be. I mean, it's still expensive, sure, but you know, walk over to her hut in the Dark World, mirror over, and then you can just buy more Magic Potion. Again, the way that the gamble houses work in Link to the Past, it's super easy to max out on rubies using the gamble houses. So.
All right, so let's try again.
Yep. And he goes through the game.
I never imagined a boy like you would come through. Do you?
Alright.
So when your sword is not upgraded,
demon.
do you have to spin dash him to do damage?
No, you do not have to spin attack him to do damage ever. Matter of fact, one of the interesting technical things about the game is that the Master Sword actually does more damage to Ganon than the Tempered Sword does.
Makes sense. Just like in Oracle of Ages and Seasons, a game that also will that provides a path to the Master Sword. Because the Master Sword is a level 3 weapon. If you try to fight Ganon with a level 1 or a level 2 weapon, you have to spin dash him in order to actually hurt him.
Since when could Link do the spin dash?
Link does the spin dash all the time. It's only one of the greatest traditions of Hylian warriors since the very dawn of time. On guard.
So Sonic and the Black Knight is actually a Legend of Zelda game then?
Nah.
Alright, but to be perfectly honest, this fight after the first phase is actually really simple. Now, getting the timing done, getting the timing for the silver arrows can be a bit iffy, but that's honestly the only real difficult part about this fight.
Well, I noticed that in order to get near the torches, you have to stand near the pit, and if you get knocked off, then you have to start the fight all over again.
Yeah, and then there's that where the torches can run out before you actually land the stun.
Okay, all right. We have exhausted all additional mana. We must finish this fight before we run out of magic. Go, magic sword beams of truth.
And oh, god damn it, stun.
And then he went translucent. Fiend, scoundrel. King of thieves. You're stealing my time. Fuck you.
And yeah, all right. There's 2. Only need 1 more. Yeah, he only takes 3 shots.
It's because he is a werewolf, pig, demon who is weak against silver, or something. Has turn undead.
And oh,
nope,
wait,
I need 1 more.
It's 4.
You
my bad. It's
miscounted. 4. You miscounted.
I did miscount.
It's okay, because that's why we have more than just a few fingers. Is because if we run out, we can use the others. Damn it! These torches aren't giving me very much time.
They're not, but they're not supposed to. They're not our allies after all.
Oh my god!
We almost fell off again, you stupid pig demon. Die!
That was how freaking close that was.
Ledges have finally become my friends. They have pushed me into Ganon.
Yay!
All right, and now for the super and stupid long credit sequence.
Yes. Behold these
Hello, carpenter
three-dimensional
stealing
pieces
triangles.
of
You're gonna send us to. They're gonna send us to Labrina and Holodrum in the next games, bastards.
Dot 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 dot. The Triforce will grant the wishes in the heart and mind of the person who touches it. You feel like touching us?
If a person with a good heart touches it, it will make his good wishes come true. If an evil-hearted person touches it, it grants his evil wishes. Why are you speaking of yourself in the third person, Triforce? Come on out, Din. I know it's you that's doing it. Ganon's wish was to conquer the world. That wish changed the Golden Land to the Dark World. Uh-huh. Sure thing, Feor.
They insist that there is a Golden Land. I'm pretty sure that Golden Land is just a hoax. It's just Dark World.
But now you have totally destroyed Ganon. His
you
Dark
totally
World
did it.
Sure thing, Nehru. Uh-huh. Because that's the plot line of Link Between Worlds. All right. Yep.
Yeah. You know what makes the Dark World disappear? Turning the game off, which we're gonna have to do because it's the end of the game. Come on, come on, come on, come on now, touch me, babe. And
I wish
can't
the
you
sequels of my game weren't
that
actual
I
shit.
am not afraid.
The Return of the King.
Da, da,
And
da,
behold,
da, da.
the many endings and conclusion segments of The Return of the King. See, Aragorn's ending is in there somewhere. The loyal sage. He recovered from his disappearing illness.
He recovered from his death.
Yeah.
Because he died.
Sahasrara's homecoming. He came home after sitting right next to Eastern Palace for a year.
And apparently he's from Kakariko.
Yep. And Pelipper went back to his spot too. Vultures rule the desert. Because Gerudo don't exist yet. You made them up. Oh, look at Gerudo.
And he has a thief. They have thieves to keep them company.
The bully makes a friend, because that's how.
Oh yeah, we finally get to see what this guy really looks like.
He looks exactly the same, and that's the joke.
The other guy looks like not even human. He looks like the
Your
butthead
uncle
people from South
recovers
Park.
your house.
And he teaches me how to swing swords. Swing. We will swing
Flippers
together.
for sale.
Flippers, come and get your flippers. They're over here.
For 500 rupees apiece. The Witch and Assistant, Syrup and Maple.
No, that's not. I don't think that's maple.
No, it's Syrup and Maple. It's definitely Syrup and Maple.
The Lumberjacks. Look how jacky
You know
they
who
are.
we never actually talked to in this run?
Hey guys. Sir,
The
not
flute boy
appearing in
plays
this
again.
film.
He turned into a tree.
The flute boy lives, thank God.
How?
And his
He
father
turned
has
into
come
a
to hear
tree.
his song.
Venus, Queen of the Fairies. She moved from the pyramid back to the fairy spring in Lake Hylia.
She's beautiful.
The dwarven swordsmiths were unimportant.
I think it's called Smithy, not Smithery. Yes,
It is
take a
called
bow,
Smithy.
gentlemen.
The bug-catching kid, who gave us our bug-catching net. Obviously the most important NPC in the entire game.
He gave his right eye to the hobby of bug catching. Oh no, that's the bug catching kid.
Yep.
God,
he has
damn
a
it.
family.
Don't confuse me like
The
that.
lost old man. How the fuck did he get up here?
I
He
guess
has
he's
to
not
go to the
lost
Dark World
anymore.
and come back in order to get up here.
Kinda hard to get food up here, old man. Hi.
Especially with the Gorons
Wave to the
gone.
helicopter.
The Forest Thief.
The forest thief.
There's an
God
enemy
damn
sprite
it,
that we
there's a
never
lot
saw
of
in the
people.
game, because that's what happens when you use the magic power on choo-choos.
Harumph, harumph, harumph.
And the Master Sword sleeps again. Forever! No, it doesn't, because we have to go to Labrina and Holodrum next, because that's where the Triforce sends us.
Brina, Holodrum, Hyrule again. Link Between Worlds.
Which is a sequel to this game. A direct sequel. Just, set like a century afterwards.
Breath of the Wild.
And so we come to the end of Link to the Past, one of the best SNES games of all time, and one of the best Zelda games of all time.
It has been a full 15 years since I had first beaten this game.
Wow. I'm not sure when I actually first beat this game. I want to say it was actually after that, believe it or not, because I had a copy of this game as a kid. I believe I started trying to play through this when I was 6 years old, and as I mentioned early on, I could never beat the Almost Knights.
You couldn't. You got stuck on the Almost Knights. Yeah.
Yeah, I kept trying to just use my sword on them because the sword was working relatively well for the rest of the fight. But, you get to the red phase and then he just stomps you to death. And it's like, what the hell? As a 6-year-old with poor memory skills and, not really well-defined gamer logic, it, wasn't working for me. And so, for the longest time, I actually had a really negative opinion of Link to the Past. But when I started getting into my emulator craze, especially when it came to the SNES, I decided, you know what? Everyone says Link to the Past is the best Zelda game, and I remember enjoying what little I could play of it. I just remember I didn't get that far. And so, I sat down, I beat it when I became a teenager, and I was like, you know what, yeah, this game's pretty kick-ass. I love a majority of the music in it. I like a lot of the dungeon designs, except for almost every dungeon has exactly one part of the dungeon that's fucking stupid, but it's usually only one part. The music's great, the sense of exploration is there, although pretty underexplored, to be perfectly honest. And the world and characters are actually alright. I mean, I didn't show off most of the characters in this run because you flat out don't need to, and you're better off not showing off a majority of the characters because they're very vague hints most of the time.
So the world wants to know, Gerdat, is if you do successfully locate a port of Legend of Zelda Link to the Past that lets you do the Four Swords extra dungeon, would you do it?
Well, the thing is, I could go get that, but the problem is, I don't know if I could actually legally unlock the Four Swords extra dungeon, because you mentioned that the Four Swords extra dungeon just requires you to get to the Dark World, right?
Yes. When you go into the Dark World, you're locked out of the dungeon not by the front door, which is already open. You're locked out by the items you need in order to actually traverse the dungeon.
Okay.
In a randomizer run, I'm sure that would be hell and back just to finish. But in a normal run, I mean,
the randomizer run so far only really works with the SNES version because it's much easier to code around. And here are all the times that I died. I died once in the Eastern Palace. I died once in Desert Palace. I died twice in Skullwoods.
This is where you find out the names of the dungeons. Thieves Town. Skullwood. Nobody blames you for dying twice in Skullwoods.
Fuck Skullmoth. And I died twice in Ganon's Tower.
And the Ganon's Tower.
I want to know what the hell it actually thinks of deaths are in Ganon's Tower, because I don't think I actually died. But there we go.
So you died
Total
6
games
times.
Played 6.
That's probably the nicest way of counting how many times you've died is how many games you played.
Yep. And this is the end of the carrot. Link to the Past is a very good Zelda game, but I prefer Link Between Worlds.
Link Between Worlds did it better.
It did. Alright guys, be safe.
And thanks for watching, everybody.